Good morning. Hello everyone, whether you are watching with me live or on the replay. Today we are talking about how you can become a class act in your field. And just like I've put in the captions, that could be in a relationship, it could be in your health, it could be in your finances, your mindset, your business, or all of it. But in this live, I'm going to be really honest with you and give you the truth of the matter about how you are going to become a class act in your field. So this is going to give you some things to do, some things to work on, some focus points, some action points, and just be as tangible as possible, which I always like to do and create from these lives and in these free trainings. But the reason I'm also doing this is because so many people message me and ask me questions about, how do they stand out in their niche? How do they grow their social media? How do they make sales? How do they attract their ideal clients? Whatever it might be. But ultimately, this for me is where I've just decided to engulf all of those questions and create this training for you about how you can become a class act in your field. If that is something that you would like to do and you would like to be able to become a class act in any of the areas I've mentioned, then this is going to be an amazing, amazing video for you. But what I would love to do first of all is just, as always, start our live finding out how you all are, what you're focusing on, and what you're doing to create the best for the week ahead. So I would like you to just put your word of how you are feeling today in the comments. That's the first task, and that's how I've been starting all of my trainings recently, just to do a bit of a personal inventory. And why does this matter? Hey Rana, why does this matter? Because if we are not in alignment with understanding how we feel, what we're thinking, and what energy is going through us, it's going to be really hard for you to adapt, refine, and change that. And if you aren't able to actually identify how you're feeling, how are you expecting yourself to enhance that feeling or grow that feeling or make that better for yourself? So I would love to find out from you, what is your one word for today of how you are currently feeling? I would love to know that, and I'm just going to take a note of a couple of things. Morning Sam, morning Claire. So we're just doing your inventory on how you are feeling. What is your word? Tired. Amy, tired. Yeah. Me too, actually. But we're here and we're doing it. And I'm super excited. I know we've had a few messages, Amy, but I hope you're doing well. Katie, morning. Morning. Word is foggy. I know, same. We had Luke's birthday yesterday, so we can be foggy together. Jessica. Morning, Leanne. How are you? Energized. Love that. Oh, hi. Morning, Han. Morning, Lauren. So, okay, any other words of how you're feeling? And the other reason I want to share with you why this matters, hey Shreya, is because, morning Sandy, how are you? On fire in a good way. Yes, Leanne, I love that. I love that energy. And do you know what? That is the energy that I've been experiencing for so many at the moment, and definitely with my clients as well. It's so good. I feel like we're at that real tipping point where people are realizing that they have so much potential, so much opportunity, and it's just like, yes, let's do this. So I love that. Yay. Hey Ruth, good morning. Morning Hayley. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ready to go. Good. Yeah, Katie, I'm excited for you today with your call. Morning, I'm at work, so of course, Lauren, I'm here whenever you need me. Morning Kaylee, morning Jenny. Anyone else, how are you feeling today? What's your inventory? And I'm going to dive a bit deeper into this. Hungover, my birthday is tomorrow. Oh, I love that, Claire. It was Luke's birthday yesterday, so definitely feeling a bit fresh this morning. I hope you have an amazing birthday tomorrow, Claire. So I started doing this probably really properly, maybe about a month ago, checking in with myself more and asking myself how I'm feeling, knackered but focused. Love that, Sandy. Good. How I'm feeling. And it has made a really big difference. And I'll tell you just how much of a big difference. So yesterday we were, sitting in the garden, and I started to just feel a little bit anxious, which I haven't felt in a really, really long time. But because I now do these daily check-ins, I'm really aware of my feelings, my body, my triggers. So I decided, okay, what can we do? So I had a bath. I then did a bit of work because Luke was having a nap, and then we went for a walk. And I cannot explain to you how important it is for you to make sure that you are addressing how you are feeling on a daily basis, especially if you want to start becoming a class act in any of the areas I've mentioned. You need to be able to embrace and identify how you are feeling on the regs. Morning, feeling ready. I've been feeling a bit fragile the last few days, but motivated to address that. Yeah, Claire, for sure. And message me. We've got an amazing 8 weeks together, so you message me. Let me know how I can help. So let me know, first of all, on a scale of 1 to 5, and again, I like doing these, this is important for us to check in. On a scale of 1 to 5, how much of a class act do you feel? And let me know the area you are putting that rating to. So you could say health, 3, business, 3, you know, I'm using 3 because it's in the middle. Morning, Steph. So let me know the area that you want to work on and which number you would currently rate yourself. Really, yeah, Thursdays. It's interesting to recognise that, Claire. That's really important. So let me know the area and the number, and then we're going to go into how we can make some of these changes, things that we need to think about and things that we need to make sure we're working on. Morning. Interesting. No ratings coming in yet, so hopefully you are reflecting and thinking of the area that you want most support with. It's really good to think about that, Claire, and now it's about what can you do to make those changes, or what can you do to eradicate that. Morning, Leanne. A business of 3. Okay, perfect. That's good. We can definitely talk about that. So in which areas do we feel a class act? 2 health, 2 career. Mindset and business 2, not in my ability when going into new, more in my ability to going into new things, sitting here on my laptop creating new things, so anxious. Okay, it's very good to recognise that, Jenny. Thank you for sharing. 2, clarity in my business. Okay, anyone else, girls? And Amy, I know I've spoken to you about this before, but we could move those 2s for you for sure. Motivation, empowerment, looking at your mindset, your habits, your goals. I've made myself go out on extra long walks than normal. That's really important, Claire, really important. Where else would we say? 2, mood. Okay. Jessica, we could change that for you, for sure. 3, diet, 4, business, feeling super excited about it, which is motivating me. I'm so glad, Sam. The question is, how do you currently feel in terms of being a class act? And you need to choose the categories. So if it is your health, then it could be, a 1 to 5. 1 to 5. So 5 is, yeah, I feel like a class act. I feel like I'm really, really owning it. I feel like I'm a real expert in that area. I'm mastering it. And 1 is not. So you could say that your health is something that you're working on right now and you just don't feel like you've given it enough time. It could be your business and you just don't feel like the expert in your niche or in your area of, you know, community. It could be your finances and actually you are not looking at your financial intelligence and looking at what that looks like in your business, which is something that I'm super passionate about talking about so much more. And I actually did a poll on this about trainings that I want to offer around financial intelligence in your business, how to onboard and convert your clients, and knowing what you're doing to build in that money mindset. Mindset 3, side hustle action 2, productivity 3 and 4. Everything's on the rise this week. That's good. Mood is more of a 1. Okay. I'm so glad you shared that, Steph. We can definitely talk about that more. 3 on all of my life, feeling wobbly in all areas. Okay, Claire, we could definitely change that as well. Mindset, business 3, finances 0, relationship 5. Okay, I love that. And this is so important to recognise that, you know, like if you've never had to look at finances, before I started a business, I was definitely not a class act in finances because it was all done for me, you know, it was all done through the government, everything was sorted with my pension. So for sure, when you're transitioning out of that and in running a business, my mood is a 5, good. I'm feeling in the yeah, but mood. I have nearly reframed this trigger, just annoyed when it pops up again. Yeah, and do you know what? And it does happen. Yeah, but it does. 3 to 4, we can talk about that. 3 to 4 in business and looking at next steps. Yeah, for sure, Ruth, and I know we've had conversations about that. Relationship, definitely no go. Okay. Business 1, I'm at the beginning, but habits and happiness 4 at least. Good, I love that, Kaylee. And Kaylee, I'm so excited that we can support you along that journey as well. So let me know if you are ready for me to start talking to you about how to become a class act in your field. So let me know if you are ready, whether it's with notes and a pen, 1 in money for me, although I know that will change, yeah, for sure. And of course, pardon me, you're in the BMA, which is where we're going to be doing some of these money trainings. I'm going to be using myself as a case study for sales and breaking that down. I'm also going to be looking at financial intelligence, and what that looks like for you. So there's a lot of support that's going to come for you on that with money. Cecilia, good morning. So everyone got a pen and paper or a way that we're going to be taking notes. Now, the first thing that I'm going to share with you is something that I read from a book. And to be honest with you, it really, really just motivated me, but pushed me, you know, it really just triggered the thought of, oh my gosh, that is so true. Like, yes, that is 100% what we need to be recognizing, and it's probably not what we talk about enough. So I want to start with that. And my 8 weeks, I'm so excited for that. Yeah, I'm so excited, Sam. Seriously, I'm so excited. We're going to have the best time. So I want to find out from you really how this makes you feel and how me sharing this with you, morning Sean, how it impacts your thinking, because when I read it, it really did make me recognise just how much we need to think about this. So I'd love, as we go through, for you to also just let me know how this feels for you. So in order for you to be a class act, all right, in whichever area you're focusing on, you have to do more than everyone else is currently doing. Morning, Rachel. You have to do more than everyone else is currently doing. And here's the example that the book used. There was a group of men that were all trying to make a basketball team, and the coach had given them a training program and said, if you do this training program, this is going to help you be in the best situation to be chosen, to be shortlisted for the team. So everybody got the same training. Hey Mel, everybody got the same training program. Everybody had access to the exact same exercises, modules, what they were looking at, what they were supposed to be doing. Morning, Jessica. Everybody had the same. One of them decided, I need to do more than that. I need to go and do double what everyone else is going to be doing if I want to make the team. So if you are currently doing what everyone else is doing, and that's it, you need to start doing more. And it's not about burning out, pushing yourself too hard, and all of these things that we're seeing. It's not about any of that. It's not about all of those things that we see online and, you know, the constant hustle mode. It's not that. Hey, Alex, it's about being strategic and recognizing in yourself, if you know that everybody is posting once a day on Instagram, for example, and you're doing that, the above and beyond bit would be engagement, outreach, looking at your hashtags, making sure that you have the next posts planned, making sure that you're visible in stories, making sure you're doing lives. There is always something that you have to realise as a baseline. Everybody, if you want to be a class act, it's going above that step. That isn't going to happen if you only do what everyone is doing. I would love to know what you think about balance. I swear that there isn't any yet. Well, to be fair, balance is something that this is why I'm saying you don't have to do everything all at once. But in order for you to be a class act, there's a period of mastery. And this is what I talk to with all of my clients. And this comes from teaching as well. Mastery is something that in education is super important for a child and a teenager to be able to embed the knowledge long term. Mastery is something I now teach in business as a way to be able to embed success long term. So mastery is you would choose one thing, one area of your business, your relationship, your health, your finances, that you are going to go above and beyond the ordinary or the normal or the baseline and master. Once you have mastered that and you have become the class act in that area, you would move on to your next project. And this one you then sustain. So this is all about you choosing and you prioritizing and making sure that you know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it. So for example, when I first started my business, I began a podcast quite quickly into that business journey. Over time, that podcast is something that I did regularly. I made sure that I had episodes. I made sure that I redid the intro, the outro. I made sure that I was always planning ahead. I made sure that I was ready for that podcast to last for, let's say, 18 months without a break. Then when I took a break and I revamped it, now it's come back and it's having more downloads, it's hitting more in the charts and all of these things because I spent the time at the beginning mastering that. So it's important that you recognise it's not about doing everything to a basic level. It's about choosing one thing that you are going to go above and beyond. So for example, let's say, you know, right now your business, you need support. Maybe you need to work with a coach. Maybe you need to be in a membership. Maybe you need to take a course. Maybe you need to do something, right? Everybody is in a situation where they are getting that support. They are seeking the support that they need. The longer that you don't do that, the harder it is going to be to leverage based on the knowledge that you have without having support to expand that knowledge. This is the other thing. You aren't going to be able to master your craft if you only have access to one layer of information, one layer of knowledge. And this does come from my education background as well and everything that I've done in teaching. So this is so important. I'm really passionate about this. And this is why I talk about this so much with all of my clients. This isn't about you rushing to get through things. That isn't mastery. Mastery is not about rushing and saying, yes, I've done that. Yes, I've done a live. I've done one live. Great. You need to be doing things regularly, consistently, repetitively for you to be able to see a significant difference and for you to be able to go above and beyond the norm. And you also need to make sure that you have access to knowledge that is outside of yourself that can also cement yourself and embed that into your brain, okay? So going back to your question, Sean, that's where I stand on balance. I balance because I focus on one thing that I'm going to look at mastering for a period of time. And when I feel confident and happy in that area, I move on to the next thing. And then this thing is just about sustaining itself. So for example, I started a YouTube and I realized it was taking too much time. It wasn't creating the revenue, the income, the clients that I was looking to build into the business model like my podcast did. And like, for example, Facebook. So I'm now dedicating more time to my business page, which is why you're seeing me here more, doing more trainings twice a week. I'm looking to get that back as one of my things that I want to really focus on. Now that I've worked on my amazing membership, I freaking love it. There's 50 amazing female entrepreneurs in there already, and it's only been 6 weeks since the beginning of the BMA, the Bold Moves Academy. That is something that, because I gave so much attention and really focused on and creating the most amazing materials and trainings and all of that, now it's something that I'm mentioning, but it's not something that I'm focusing all of my attention on because I mastered that craft when I was mastering it. So when I was focusing on it, that was my focus. So it's all about one thing at a time, mastery. Rushing is not creating mastery. That is really important. Let me go through some of these comments and let me know how that sits with you. Vygotsky does talk a lot about scaffolding for sure, and that is something that we can look at. Same as Maslow's hierarchy of needs and where we need to sit that for sure. I try it, definitely. This is my issue at the moment. I don't feel I'm an expert in my area of business, so sometimes get treated imposter syndrome, feeling, how can I teach about it? Okay, that action always combats the imposter syndrome. Then you have the catch-22. If you don't do anything, you'll never become a class act. If you do something, you will. Now, this is the same. You don't have to feel like you are the expert right this second. It's all about stretching that muscle. Formula One drivers, they do not start and win the Formula One Grand Prix. You have to start out. You have to get in the freaking car. You have to drive. You have to learn to drive faster. You have to learn to stop. You have to learn to go on the bends. You have to do that to learn it. So action and doing things and putting yourself out there, and Leanne, you're doing that. Your series, your lives, being seen and taking action is the only way you are going to allow yourself to elevate to a level of mastery. Taking action, putting yourself in a situation where you can learn from it. Hey Nicola, I love this. Thank you, Rachel. It sounds similar to the snowball effect when tackling debt. Yeah, when you focus on one thing first and stay basic with everything else, when you achieve that first thing, that affects the next and focus. It works brilliantly in terms of finances. Definitely, it works everywhere. That snowball effect for sure, Steph. That is so important. I get this at times. Sam, I hope this helps. Morning, Maria. Hey, Laura. Did you then stop doing the YouTube altogether? Yes, I've taken a break from the YouTube. You have to, in business, be very aware of where you are putting your time. And for me, I'm able to connect, convert clients, attract new business through the platforms that I'm using, looking at my podcast, looking at my email marketing, looking at my events, planning my events, making sure this is something I'm focusing, my clients, all of these things is where I want to build my business and build my time. So my SEO is great. If you search my name I'm on the first 4 pages of Google. So it's not that my YouTube is going anywhere, but right now it's not a priority and I haven't filmed new videos. And I'm still doing my podcast. I've got my podcast series. I'm doing a lot of collaborations. It's just not what I'm looking at. However, it's something that I recognize is important for sure. And some people, everybody is different. Every business is different. So this is just me giving you what's working for me. It's not saying it won't work for you at all. But that's what I mean about mastery. You can't master if you're doing everything, okay? Have my fingers in every pie so more people can find me. If you feel like that, Sam, that's okay, but you have to pick 2 maximum that you give more of your time to. 2 maximum. Love the energy. Thanks, Tam. Make sure you send me your address as well, because I need to send you your goodie for Sunday's mastermind event. I love your weekly emails. I'm so glad. I resonate with this. Seems like forever developing mindset, focus, knowledge, etc., but only just feeling it's helping. You're totally right. 100%, Leanne, 100%. And I think this is really important. This is the other thing. People become demotivated when they don't see instant results. That is not mastery. Okay, so this is me talking again. Teacher Sam, Coach Sam, successful businesswoman Sam is giving you all of this information for free. Mastery is not going to be an instantaneous reaction. You go live and only 1 person is there. Excellent. Go live again, 2 people are there. Excellent. This is about you stretching your muscle. If you want to become a class act, you have to do enough and more than everyone else is doing on a consistent, regular basis to master that. Mastery. I've started taking action. Good. I feel I have a Facebook page and done a couple of videos about my story. I've scheduled some posts. I'm starting to be worried I don't know enough to offer and I've promised the world, but I totally get what you mean about starting. Okay, do you know what though with that, Laura? It's not about not having enough to offer, but just start scaffolding things and putting them out there. And once you do, you get more clarity. You always get more clarity, always. So it's good. You're so welcome. And you're not meant to know everything. No one knows everything, but you only know what you know now. And wouldn't you like to master what you know now? Wouldn't you like to be the master of what you know now so that you can build on that? Doing one thing at a time. I've been where I feel I need to have 4 constant things at present moving forward. Yeah, I would say 2 max, because you need to be able to prioritize your time and energy and master them and make sure that you're seeing and yielding those results. Hey, Dawn. Do you find that I notice you don't seem to have one? I had a Facebook group and I closed it in January of this year. It had 3,000 members in it. And then I closed it because and again, everyone's business is different, but I'd mastered that. I loved my group. I was very good at making and growing the Facebook group organically, but my business had moved and scaled to a different direction, and I have a membership which has, like I said, 50 amazing women in there, and I need to think about where I'm putting my time. Am I going to put all of my time and effort into a group that is free, that people don't have to commit to, they can show up or they can disappear, they can be there or not be there, or into a group where people have invested a low level amount every single month to have my support as their coach and be in a community that's adding value? So I had to split and work out where my energy and my time was. So that was the first thing that I had to think about. I also had to think about my clients and where I am as a business coach now, and my talks, my events, and the clients that I serve. that's at a higher investment level. I need to make sure that I have the time and the effort and the energy and the attention for them. So yes, that's why I closed mine. But I loved my group. I had it open for 2 years. It was working really, really well. It was the first thing that really worked for me to gain clients when I first had a Facebook group. So it's something that I definitely encourage my clients to think about if they want to build a community and cultivate that, for sure. But yes, where I was in my business journey, I needed to switch up my time and my priorities. Good question though, Dawn, and it's nice to see you here. Good morning. And yes, I think this is the thing. Success is also very different to everyone. You have to think, if you want to be, and the other thing I want to say is, if you want to be a class act, you have to stop hesitating. And I see this a lot, and let's just put it out there. Let's just put it out there. We say we want to do something and then we stop ourselves. We say that we're going to try something and then we stop ourselves. We say that we'll do this and then we don't. And this is all in my podcast as well from last week. Make sure you listen to it. If you want to become a class act, there has to be an element of stopping that. You have to kick that to the curb and start doing and putting your actions where your words are. So rather than saying next month, next week, next time, when this is the right time, when this, when that, when the other, that isn't going to allow you to create mastery in your craft. That is my issue. My focus needs to not be on my groups now. It needs to be on where you're, well, it depends. I need more context for that, Dawn. And this is your first live, so I don't know as much about your business. It needs to be what is generating what for your business? Where is the business, success coming? Where is the income? Where are the clients? What's generating you brand awareness? So yeah, definitely. BMA has been good for me as it's making me aware of how I can improve so that I can be the best I can be for other people who enter my life, whether people in general or business. I'm so glad, Cecilia. Yay. So that's the biggest point that I wanted to make today, and it's already 25 minutes in. But it is really important. It's 2 really, but you have to go above and beyond what everyone else is doing. Otherwise you are not going to become the class act, and you need to think about mastery. 1 or 2 things that you are going to master to really elevate yourself to where you want to be. And then from that point is the next thing. You have to become relentless. And hear me out here. Hear me out. So some of my clients want to launch something, or they say they've launched something and then they don't talk about it. Or they say that they're promoting something and they only promote it once. There is an element of relentlessness that you need in business, but also in life. If you're trying to get into shape to run a half marathon, you can't run 1 5K and think you're ready. You have to keep going. You have to keep going, whether it's 1K, 5K, 6K, whatever it might be, whether it's 100 meters. You have to be relentless in your pursuit for progress. Yes, I said I was going to exercise this. I'm doing, before I do anything, then you pop on. So I'm now exercising 30-second bursts and listening to you. Pardon me. I love that. Hesitation is my issue. My actions are all passive. I'm working towards my goals, but doubt myself. That's the thing. You'll always doubt yourself. That's the reality. You will always doubt yourself. Everybody does. I still doubt myself. Whatever stage you reach in business, there's a new stage to then aspire to create, and there's new doubts. Action helps combat the hesitation because you're doing something, and that is so important. So the next thing is you must start to think about this in a relentless way. And of course, again, this isn't hustle, 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 do, no. But what you have to recognize is, what is your level of persistence? Are you being as persistent, as fearless, as relentless, as present, as visible as possible? Are you? Are you treating your business like a business? Are you getting the support that you know you need, but you just keep not getting? Honestly, you have to start recognizing the patterns here. If you want to create and become a class act, you have to recognize what the loop is and what the loop is creating that is avoiding and distracting you from moving forward and becoming relentless or fearless or repetitive, all of these things. So it could be knowledge. Therefore, you need to get a coach and you need to get that knowledge and you need to have that mastery input. It could be action, so then you need accountability. Maybe you need to be in a group or a membership. It could be strategy. Again, maybe you need to get a coach. So there's all these different things that you can be looking at. And of course, it doesn't all have to be investment. It could be free. But remember, free also is very different levels of commitment than when there is an investment from you and from the person. It's much more general. It's not specific and bespoke to you. It's not as personalized, and it depends on what level you are in your business right now. And if you know you need that push, and especially if you're thinking about becoming a class act, mastery is super important. And mastery doesn't happen from just one person, aka yourself. In order for you to be able to master where you're at, there needs to be an element of external information that you can learn. So even now, where I'm at, I was definitely holding myself back because I knew I needed a coach to push me. Sam, and you've taken action, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited for the next 8 weeks. LC, hey Sam. So then, and again, this is just me giving you what's helped me. And I always say it's what I've done, so I know that it works. But everybody's business is different. Everybody's mindset is slightly different. Everybody's relationships are slightly different. Everybody's health is slightly different. But on the whole, if you are looking to create a class act and that impact in your business, in your life, in your mindset, you need to start thinking about what are you doing that goes above the baseline. And what does that look like for you? What are you doing to learn, to expand, to mastery? So, and this is the other thing. It can be really easy in business to feel like you have to just do everything. And you're like, okay, cool. I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to do a group. I'm going to do a page. I'm going to have an Instagram. I'm going to do a YouTube. I'm going to do all the things. But what you really need to think about is where are the people? Where are the people? Hey, Ram. So, where are the people? What is the clear star behind you? Oh, it's an award. Inspirational Achiever of the Year. When I first started my business, this was in 2018, which is crazy. So I started my business in 2017, and within 9 months I'd won this Inspirational Achiever of the Year. So yeah, that's what that is. Anyway, very apt there, but yes, so you want to start thinking about that. How relentless are you being, and what are you doing to create that change for yourself and master for yourself? So the next thing that I have for you, you have to be willing to make mistakes. If you are not willing to try and to make mistakes and to recognize mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are not failure. You haven't failed if you haven't signed a client. You haven't failed if someone didn't sign up to work with you. You haven't failed if no one joined your email list. You haven't failed if you haven't sold a course. You haven't failed if no one's joined your group. If you are taking action, failure is not about the external result. And if that's how you're seeing it right now, you need to detach from that. So for example, if something doesn't go how I thought it would, which of course happens, I am always willing to make mistakes, try something new, do something different. And that mistake is growth, it's progress, it's learning, it's clarity, it's not failure. So anything that doesn't go the way I thought or goes wrong or blah, 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 that isn't something that means I'm not good enough or I'm a failure. It means I am actually doing more than most. I'm ahead of the curve. I'm innovating. I'm trying. I'm creating. I'm doing. I'm being. Everything I'm doing is moving and creating progress. Something that I'm about to bring out actually, based on lots of conversations I've been having with all of you recently, based on where we are in the world, based on my conversations with Luke, based on where I'm at and what's happening for me. Luke came up with the idea and I was like, yeah, we could definitely look at that. So exciting. I'm really buzzed about it. It might not work because I've never ever done anything like this before and I've never run anything like that, but I'm willing to because I want to make progress. I want to put myself in this new direction and I want to create a new facet for the business, a new idea, a new way of delivering things. So that's progress. So you need to start thinking about that as well. My business in the area of health and education, how do you find the area even if you are doing the action? How do you find the area even if you're doing the action? What do you mean? How do you find the area? So I think that's really important to recognise. Are you willing to make mistakes? Are you actually willing to make mistakes? Not, oh yeah, I'll try. And then you're like, well, no, I don't want to do that. Okay. So I really want you to be thinking about that. Like, how willing are you to actually make mistakes, get things wrong, try new things, put yourself out there? Seriously, how willing are you to do that? And that goes back to being fearless, being relentless, trying new things. And it also goes back to looking for potential clients, but that comes from you and your content and who you're attracting in. So go back over the resources in the BMA about the content that you could be creating and the way that you're showing up, all of those resources, and how to grow your community and build engagement. Go into your members area and look for those resources, Celia, because that will really, really help you. So I think it's really, really important to recognise this, that becoming a class act, and this is a bit of a different video because it's not like 5 quick, easy steps for you. This is long-term changes that need to be made in order for you to become a class act. So I'm going to just move you a bit closer now, just purely because of some. So what I would love to do is just open the floor up to some questions quickly, the floor, you know, my phone, but to all of you, and just see where you are with everything, and just really, really hope that this encourages you to make some important changes, growth, refinements, you know, where you are right now, to actually move yourself in this direction of mastery, of becoming that class act. And to also recognise that there are so many people that are taking action and getting what they need in order to grow. It is possible. When people are doing that, it shows you what's possible. It doesn't show you what's not possible. It shows you what is. So when you see other people investing in a coach and getting results, or you see someone joining a program or joining a course and talking about it, or listening to a podcast and enjoying it, or, you know, joining a membership and saying it's amazing, they're showing you what's possible. And if you know what is possible and your mind is letting you see what is possible, why would you not allow yourself to then try and achieve that? And this is the other thing. How you currently show up is what will be coming back to you. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to wait a bit, I'm just going to wait a bit, your potential clients will be saying that too. I'm just going to wait a bit, I'm just going to wait a bit. If you're saying, oh, yeah, it's not the right time, your clients will be telling you it's not their right time either. So what you put out is what you receive. If you're saying, oh, you know, but I'm not quite in a financial position, but I will be next month, that's what will be brought back to you. So it is really important that you start thinking about what are you telling yourself? What are you telling your potential opportunities? What are you telling the things that could help you grow? What are you saying to yourself about how important your growth is? Oh, maybe later, maybe not. Yeah, I can't really do that now. How much value have you got on your growth? How much is your growth your priority? And you will then see that is what's reflected back to you. My life would not be where it is today without working coaches and practicing gratitude. Yeah, no doubt you have had tough times in the last few years. How have you continued to create and cultivate? Because this is what I want to do. So yes, I've had loads of tough times. I've had issues, so many things. Of course, when you build a business, you know, I've had people copy my content. I've had people stop, you know, loads of things. I've had loads of things happen. And I think, to be honest with you, it's one thing that I always think about. It's my life, you know, this business, as much as it's helping all of you, it's also my life. Like, it allows me and my loved ones, you know, my husband, us to have a life that we wouldn't be able to have, and I wouldn't be able to create if I was still teaching. And I know that it's what I want to do. So I think it's just about recognizing that, you know, the tough times just make me stronger. That's it. They just make me better. They really do. They just make me a better person. They make me a better coach. They make me a better businesswoman, and I'm not going anywhere. And you know, that's it for me. You know, I think I just want to become and do the best that I can, and I want to master that for me. It's not about, I don't compare myself to where everyone else is at. I think about where I'm at, and am I doing the very best that I can do? Am I learning? Am I growing? Am I investing? Am I building? Yes, to all of that. And if you want to be around that energy, and if you want to have access to that, then it does come with a level of commitment. And that's what we all need to recognize as well. In this current climate, you know, social media, it allows us to have access to so much that's free. If there is no point that you actually step up and make a level of commitment, even if it's low, you're telling yourself that that's all that you're going to create, and that's all you're worth. You know, the free information. So therefore, that's what will be reflected back to you. People wanting to spend time with you, but only in your free things. It's all an energy and a knock-on effect and a ripple effect. And that is something that we need to start recognizing. Our actions breed reaction. Pardon me. What we create, we will see more of. Our mindset and the way we think then creates what comes back to us. So if I was to sort of keep saying, oh, I don't believe this is going to work, I don't believe in myself, blah, 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 no one would believe in me. You know, that's what would get reflected back. Oh, yeah, I do want to work with you, but I'm just not sure, you know, like, I'm just not sure. There's not enough information. That's what would come back. So when you come to the situation with the conviction of what you're trying to build and what you're trying to create, that's what comes back to you. And it's really, really important that we start thinking about that. So I'm hoping this has given you a bit of a boost, to be honest. But I'd love to find out now, you're so welcome. I'd love to find out from you, on a scale of 1 to 5, how are you feeling about this right now? 5 being, I am revved. I'm ready to go. I know what I need to do. I needed this kick up the butt. I need to make some changes. I need to push myself. I need to recognize that this is where I'm at. Or a 1 is, oh, I just feel the same. I feel the same. So I'd love to just have that check-in with you. Just to find out where you are. I was a 2, but after this live I'm a 5. Love that, Dawn. Love that. And I would love for you to also take a look and think about joining the Bold Moves Academy. You'd be at a constant 5. We're doing an awesome April challenge at the moment. I'd love to see you in there, Dawn. Next month's all about sales and money as well. This month was all about marketing and branding. Wavering between a 3 and a 5. I love that. 5, definitely. 5, Sandy. I love that. Totally motivated. Yes, Leanne. Freaking love that. Love that. Thank you loads. You are so welcome. And yes, for anyone that is here and you haven't got yourself into the BMA, but you would like to become part of this epic community and actually take some action and put yourself in that position, let me know and I'll send you the link, or you can go on my Instagram. The link's there. The link's on my website, and you can come and become part of that amazing community. I need to listen to it from the beginning. Okay, perfect. Yeah, do that, Maria. You're so welcome, Steph. Now is the time to start being bold, ladies. Now is the time to start being fearless. Now is the time to start taking action. Now is the time to start putting out there what you want to receive. Now is the time that you can start creating the impact that you want to be brought back to you from what you are building in your business, in your mindset, in your lives. Now is the time to actually show yourself how much you believe in yourself and the fact that your business is your priority. You know, that is non-negotiable, non-negotiable. So I'd love for you to start putting this into practice and really implementing this week. I'm so excited. And for those of you that are in the BMA, I'm very excited to go in there and look at all of your posts from today, as you do on your Mondays for the awesome April challenge, looking at your goals, looking at what you're progressing in, looking at what you've struggled with that you've overcome. Can't wait to read them. So I hope you have an amazing day, everyone. Amazing start to the week. And I will see you back here for more trainings very soon. Dawn, I hope you had a fabulous time. Sandy, I hope you had a fabulous time. Leanne, I hope you had a fabulous time. For all those that aren't with us as frequently as others, Claire, I hope you had a fabulous time. I really, really hope that you have enjoyed spending your time with us in this live. Laura, I hope you had a fabulous time. And I will see you all very, very soon. Enjoy your week. Go out there and be bold.